that I've been for 20 years. And I go to the board and I start to lecture. And it kills the magic in the room, right? The whole room just goes, boom. Like, they're not enthusiastic, they're not paying attention, they're looking at their cell phones, by the way. Folks don't look at cell phones in my class, they don't leave, they're never absent. I don't teach with a book, I teach just with these handouts. So they've become not the class I knew, right? So I figured, well, if I just explain a little bit more, it'll be okay. So the more I tried to front load, the worse it got. And it went on for like 45 minutes. And then this kid in the class comes up afterwards, English major, and you know how y'all like to talk. He crosses his legs, and he's got the artsy look about him, right? And he starts going, well now, Terry, I've noticed that your pedagogical practices have been about us discovering what we need, and I think what happened today is you failed to trust the process. So from that point forward, whenever I broke into a lecture, he'd put up his hand and say, stop. So he was great. But I said, I'm demoralized, right? The student comes up. So I go back into my office and I email Katie and Myra, I killed it! I've ruined it! It's all over! It's a disaster. And I write this long email about everything I did wrong, and Myra writes back this very loving email, and Katie writes back, don't worry how bad you suck. You've eliminated exit points. The needle will still move. So if you're thinking about this, don't worry how bad you suck, because you'll eliminate exit points and the needle will still move. No matter what, you're going to go at Cuyamaca when we go on, what do we call that? The data mark, the pipeline data. When they start down 4 levels below and 3 levels below, it's about the same for both those levels below. 3%, on average, 3% are making it through a transfer level math course. Any transfer level math course. And I don't know if you've read that CCRC tools paper by Lyle and I forget what it is, but it's the Momentum and Milestones paper. Students are 3 times more likely to get a degree or certificate if they pass a transfer level math class within the first 14 months of enrolling. So the 57 students out of the 58 that didn't make it, or the 97% that aren't getting through, it was like a 5 or 6 year window. We looked at them all, it kind of never went over 3%. Achieving the dream, they said it was 10%. I doubt it, because every college I look at is below 3%. But that 97% are not realizing education's promise. They come to school not because they want to be tortured and get into an arithmetic class. They come to school because they want what education has to promise. And we're preventing them. We're preventing them from getting that, and it kills me. And to have this magic moment where that's not going to happen, possibly, if it goes to 30%, I'm rescuing that many students. So a lot of my students from my pre-stats class moved into my stats class this semester, and I'm following Myra's example again, and I'm doing an upside-down classroom. So I'm structuring it like the pre-stats class. We have these activities that I'm writing them myself now, and I realize the magic that she created in writing those handouts. We have these these activities that bring up the concepts that they need to example, like we're doing sample design right now, and they're addressing issues associated with random, the need for random sampling and confounding variables. And they work in groups. I walk around, sit down, chat with each group, and then they go online. The materials are online, and they do a little reading and answer some questions and have quizzes online. But it's an upside-down classroom format. And they just had their first exam this week, both classes. Lowest grades were C's. They were not open book, open note, true exam, straight up exam. And 95% of each class got a 90% or higher on their first exam.
Wow. Oh my God.
They are working their asses off because they want it.